Dear students, I have come with a new module, that is Rights of an Unpaid Seller Part 2. Part 1 we have explained, that was about lien. This is about right of stoppage in transit. So right of stoppage in transit, you have to remember, right of lien is possible for a seller when he has got possession of the goods. Once the goods are handed over to the carrier transport company or the buyer's agent, then he lost the control of the stock, right of lien. Seller will lose the right of lien because he has parted with the goods. Then the option available to him is stoppage of goods in transit. That meaning goods started moving from sellers go down to the buyers go down, or buyer's office or go down, or wherever the place of business. So there in between he can instruct the transport company to stop that vehicle till the payment is completely recovered from the buyer. So this is the stoppage, right of stoppage in transit. Now meaning of stoppage in transit. Right of stopping further transit of the goods. On the way, the truck is asked to stop, or if it's postal, it's sent by post, then they will inform the postal department not to deliver the item to the buyer. So even if goods are with a carrier for delivery of goods to the buyer. So even if it's with a transport company, on the way you can stop, or if it's with a courier agent, then you can tell them not to deliver the item till further instructions. Now resuming possession of goods. So from the lien, then seller will lose the right of lien when the moment he part with the goods. So here right of stoppage will help the seller to retain possession of goods. So this is till the payment is made. Till when it's applicable, till the payment is made. Now right of stoppage in transit, we have to remember it is to gain possession of the goods. When he lost the possession of the goods, the right of lien is stopped. So now he is regaining. So that is very important. The right of regaining possession of goods is possible with right of stoppage in transit. Now when this right is available? One is when the buyer becomes insolvent. Second is when goods are in transit. Goods are moving from one place to another, or when the buyer is becoming insolvent. Now duration of transit. What is the duration of transit? As per section 51 of the Sale of Goods Act 1930, duration of transit, that is from the time goods are delivered to the carrier, from the seller's go down to the buyer's place of business, or the bailey, whoever going to accept that, for the purpose of transmission to the buyer. So till the time it will reach the buyer, so that is the duration of transit, until the buyer or his agent takes delivery of the item. When the buyer gets the delivery of the item, this lien also will stop. Now the carrier may hold goods. 3 points are there: as a seller's agent, as a buyer's agent, and in an independent capacity. So here, if as a seller's agent, in this case, as per the Sale of Goods Act, goods are considered in the hands of the seller itself. Thus, the right of stoppage in transit does not apply because he has got the right of lien. Then there is no need to get the right of stoppage in transit. He has the possession of the goods, or goods are considered in the hands of the seller itself, because seller has only instructed the transport company to deliver the item. So the transport company will listen to the instructions of the seller. So that there is no need for getting the right of stoppage in transit. As the buyer's agent, in this case, buyer gets the delivery of item, because already buyer has only appointed the transport company. As per his instructions, the item will reach his place of business. So seller cannot exercise the right of stoppage in transit if the goods are transported as the buyer's agent. Now the third one is in an independent capacity. In this position, it will be able to, the seller is able to exercise the right of stoppage in transit. So in this case, goods are neither with the seller nor with the buyer. Goods are in the custody of a carrier or a transport company. So as an independent middleman, usually we can take the example of railways, because railways usually transport goods, heavy items also. So here the railways we can take as an independent capacity. So in this case, seller can exercise the right of stoppage in transit. Now when goods in transit comes to an end, this also we have to remember when this right of goods in transit comes to an end. First one is when the buyer or his agent takes delivery of goods after reaching the destination, after reaching the buyer's godown or buyer's place of business. Buyer or his agent rightfully takes possession of the goods. That meaning then the seller cannot exercise this right, because buyer already got the right of this goods, or he got the possession of the goods. Second is after reach the destination, the carrier or bailee acknowledges to the buyer that they are holding goods on his behalf. So, or his buyer's agent or the bailee is informing the seller that we are holding goods on behalf of the buyer. That means it's equivalent to getting the goods with the buyer. Now, where the carrier or the bailee wrongfully refuses to deliver the goods to the buyer or his agent. If the transport company wrongfully, they are refusing to deliver the item to the buyer or his agent. Next is, if the part delivery of goods is made to the buyer or his agent. Imagine it is goods are delivered part by part or installment by installment. Some installment delivery of goods is made. Now what about the remaining goods? So the balance goods can be stopped in transit. So that is also possible. We have to remember that if goods are delivered as installment by installment or part by part, some amount of goods have already reached the buyer, then the seller can exercise his right of stoppage in transit for the balance item. Now, but if part delivery is made with an agreement to deliver the entire goods, imagine sometimes this goods are delivered with the condition that entire goods will be delivered to the buyer. Then the seller cannot exercise this stoppage of transit because already he has given the right to deliver the item to the buyer. So when the buyer or his agent obtains delivery of goods before their arrival at the appointed destination. See, sometimes on the way the buyer or his agent can collect the item. So that is before the seller will exercise the right of stoppage in transit, buyer or his agent, he can influence the truck driver or truck company because they know the consequences. This is what is going to happen. Seller is going to stop the item. They are not going to deliver that. So the buyer or his agent will cheat the buyer seller or they will influence the transport company and forcefully collect the item. So in this case also, good transit of goods come to an end. Similarly, when goods have arrived at the destination, the buyer, instead of taking delivery of goods, requests the carrier to take goods to a further destination. Imagine that already goods have reached the buyer's place of business. Then the buyer is requesting the transport company, again take it to a further destination. I don't want the items in this go down. You take it to another place or another district or something like that, a further destination. And the carrier agrees to take them to the new destination. If the transport company is agreeing to take it to the item to the new destination. So these are the cases when goods in transit comes to an end. So this is what I wanted to explain in this module. Happy learning. Thank you.